Das du.
Welcome back to the ECS Europe. I'm here with James and Wienecke, of course, and we'll be jumping into the third map for the second best of three today. And we missed a large portion of it, of the first map and the second one, due to the fact that we had a really long game between FaCe and NIP. And Dignitas and Mousesports, that started off as a 16-3 on cash on the first map, going the way
Am I supposed to do a giveaway?
Mousesports. And the second map was equally crushing, but the other way for Dignitas, able to crush Mousesports on Mirage with a similar scoreline. So now we move into the neutral territory, which Wienecke explained pretty darn well in his post-game analysis in the last map, and that's going to be trained. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's able to take it on top here, especially with cajunb adding some AWP firepower. How do you think this will go?
I'm not really sure because it isn't a map that either of the teams played that much. I think it's going to come down to, you know, who can get off to a better start, pretty much. That doesn't make any sense, but all right. NiKo wins, Mousesports wins.
Excellent.
That makes more sense.
Because NiKo. Let's
so
go NiKo.
We have two CTs over towards Ivy, where the bomb is headed with numbers. And we'll see if the CTs choose to back off. Obviously, they have the range advantage for the time being. But they do risk facing numbers. And indeed, we were supposed to do a giveaway, and it has been won again by the BCG. I don't even know how many giveaways he's won, but we'll get back to that later on. While it is a low in this pistol, it is still the pistol. 3 over towards A on the CT side. And they've got one playing deep. That's MSL over towards the B bomb site with a CZ notice. CZ on the pistol round. That's not very common. Although if he was expecting a rush, then it would come in handy. But now no rush seems to be coming in. You have to wonder how that will play into things. Although obviously everyone's still alive, then it can still come in his direction. But once these bullets disappear, he will be in for a very long reload time. So I sincerely hope for his sake that he makes it effective. But the smoke's coming in, the flash will come high, and MSL will be completely blind, can't even fire his gun, and will get taken down before having a single bullet fly out. So his CT team will be coming in with quite a lot actually. RUBINO, he senses the flank here, and he takes Biddy down. Now we've got chrisJ in trouble. chrisJ is no more, chrisJ's gone. Bomb plant down, but that's all she wrote.
Well, yeah, Dignitas able to recover quite nicely there, and that's going to be them starting off pretty well. And I think this bodes quite poorly for Mouse. I think with a good CT start, I start to favour more and more the likes of Dignitas, just because if they're able to get that momentum away from Mousesports, both economically and to an extent emotionally, as Wienecke was suggesting, this is not necessarily a great map for Mousesports. It's a map that they're not super practiced on necessarily, so they might find themselves, struggling a little bit if they can't even get the opportunity to do something, which Dignitas could deny them by having this good economy early on. So we'll see Mousesports with their full eco. Of course, they can get AKs in the next round. Go into the inner area. They'll meet MSL, who will promptly deal with everybody. So that's the very fast round, a formality. Now the AKs come out. But the problem with this is that there won't be a huge amount of nades for Mousesports. That's going to be hard to deal with. And the AWP is out straight away on cajunb.
The big green gun. Cajun Beast.
I'm really excited to see how cajunb plays AWP on this map for Dignitas.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying the idea of these two roster changes. Definitely enjoying it on the in reality in the Astralis side, because we've seen a lot of KRB wrecking people. Look at this aggression from Dignitas towards B. What is this? He actually stops for the flash as well. And then in they go. So, Denis is going to get flashed through the smoke there. He looks away, but it's far too late. chrisJ, though, holding the angle. Config is no more. But there's still one more in Pop Dog. But chrisJ is ready for MSL as well. So the push not paying off here for Dignitas. Left with tenzki and cajunb, the guys with the important guns for the CT side. What do they do now? Bomb's being planted. But everyone's alive for Mousesports. Where do you save? Where do you go? Now they know where cajunb is. Will they try to eliminate the threat that is cajunb? It doesn't seem so, as they are saving towards T-spawn. So perhaps tenzki will also be able to hold on to his gun for this round.
It's looking quite possible. And Dignitas are just going to get themselves a pretty, again a decent buy. So I really like how they managed to actually save the two guns. It makes a really big difference. Can Mousesports do it again? Can they take another round away from Dignitas? The aggression there from Dig was, they were quite unlucky actually in some respects not to get more of that. Obviously, it was really well played that chrisJ was covering that angle because obviously the pop flash is really good for the player close, but chrisJ was unaffected being so far away.
Smoke execute coming into the A bomb site, but the counter flashes are real. Where's that Molotov gone? Oh, his teammates are on fire. There's a Trojan horse in the ranks. But the T push will continue. More counter flashes coming in, and the variant of train may come in. But NiKo is going to cause the variance for the CT side himself. Denis goes down, but it's still a man advantage. tenzki going for the high ground. Spots next, and he won't take him down. chrisJ coming in for MSL, and this is not the start that Dignitas wanted. cajunb left alone now versus 4. Takes Spiddy down. May not spot the player on the train. No, of course it's going to be NiKo shooting him straight in the face.
I don't know what's wrong with chrisJ. Did his contract run out or something? Because he just seems to be playing against his team. No, jokes aside, Mousesports has a clear game plan early on in the half. They are really putting a lot of pressure early towards the outer bomb site, and they're going for fast executes. First time around, Dignitas was focusing on the inner bomb site. They went for a push there, so they didn't meet much resistance. But second time around, they did meet resistance, and they managed to overcome it anyway. So now they are in a good position. Dignitas is on an eco, and I would expect them maybe the round after this. Ideally, what I would do is go for a B fake, because, you know, you're, in a sense, by putting so much pressure, you're forcing them to put more players outside, which gives you a chance to go B, but a fake would probably pull instant rotation for from at least 2 or 3 Dignitas players, and then you can utilize it to your advantage. But you'll have to wait and see. First this round, then the following one. They can also just go B or just go A. I'll keep on talking. Time for me to do some play-by-play, it seems. And,
oh Christ, Dan.
Dan! What the hell is going on, James?
I don't know. 2 CTs are left, I know
that's
that.
not how it works.
Oh.
He says that to you.
What the hell's going on, Dan? Can I say it to myself? Does it work like that?
I mean,
know.
You're probably pretty worse talking to yourself right now, Dan.
Yeah, I do that a lot, actually.
That's good to know, Dan. Thank you.
The best thing is when you catch yourself and you're like, and then you say to yourself, damn, I gotta stop talking to myself. That's the best bit. That's when you know you've lost it.
That's actually sad.
I just can't. I can't do this.
What's wrong with you, James?
James is broken. James is broken after the
What's
4.5-hour best of 3.
Wow, look at that. RUBINO has going. He has surely made a mistake here, because he's got auto sniper, no armor, and he had like 450. So I can only assume he's pressed the wrong button, because why would you go auto sniper, no armor when you can go AWP and armor?
He's gonna go heaven if he doesn't care.
Because he just needed the $200 for the Kevlar, and he spent an extra $250 on that.
Well, will it matter? We have so many smokes down. The auto sniper fares very well through those, especially at the ranges. So we'll see how that dynamic comes into play. Already the first kill came in from cajunb, although the trade will be live there. However, the auto sniper seems to be providing some work so far. Well, chrisJ continuing to play really well so far in this map. Can't really say for the series, as we didn't see any of it. But chrisJ is now alone. If he wants to clutch the situation, he's got to take down 2 additional players. He does have some time to do it, and he's got the bomb as well. So will he be backing off and rotating, or what will his options, or what options will he choose out of the remaining options that he has, which aren't really all that much? So looks like he's opted to stay in the outer yard. He's going to get taken down there by tenzki. So it's a pretty hard position to play with for chrisJ there with the AWP. So decent attempts.
I had so many theories, Dan, but in the end they decided to go for the same execute. And what a surprise, Dignitas, after losing 2 rounds to an outer rush, they actually have 4 people outside, an AWP and an auto sniper, and they completely crush Mousesports' execute. Great job from chrisJ to take a couple of players down with him. So now Dignitas has a weaker buy. They don't have the AWP or the auto sniper. 3 M4s, an AK, and a Mag 7.
Yeah, when chrisJ is not.
I'm raising my voice.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, when chrisJ is not busy team killing NiKo, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think he should try and do it more often. Kill the enemies and not his teammates.
Yeah. All right, well, it's a pretty slow round here from Mousesports, just playing the defaults. They have a player on inner, secrets. They've got a player towards alley, got Spitty there. On vision now, and the bomb is towards the team main area. So just pretty simple, just buying time, looking for openings. And actually, Denis is going to find one. He takes down Config. So NiKo fancies his chances trying to get into the B bomb site, but actually spots them as well. I don't know if they realize that cajunb is also there, but so will we get the run boost here? Yes, we will. Maybe not. That would have been really cool though, because I think you can be completely obscured if you do this, and then he can peek from the left side with no warning for the other player. And yeah, I think that was the plan.
Failed completely, of course.
It did fail, unfortunately.
Now they only have 30 seconds then.
It's all on the run boost. Denis is there though behind the smoke, looking to try to get an opening. MSL creeping. Oh wow, just straight on him there, but it's not going to really work out. Dignitas striking back to this yard aggression with deadly proficiency. Just 2 players left now, Spitty and chrisJ. And they look like they're just going to go for the save. So a whole lot of nothing from Mousesports this round, unfortunately for them.
Which is really unfortunate, since it was a possibility for them to reset Dignitas, and I would always prefer a team in a situation like this, playing a map that they're not completely comfortable on, to go for a set execute, right? Just go together towards the inner bomb site, do something pretty simple, use the numbers, try to brute force your way in to get the trade kills, right? Because you're spread around like this, but you're unsure of your timings, you're unsure of you know how to play it out. And we saw at first they failed the round bulls, then they do it, but doesn't bring any value to them. So now they still have enough money to buy not all the grenades, but chrisJ still has an op.
He does indeed still have an op, and he's been very dangerous with it so far. Let's see if he can continue. We have the pressure into the secret area, or the inner area. 2 CTs there for the Dignitas side, cajunb and MSL. And will Mousesports just try to get in there? chrisJ, of course, he can't really do anything with that smoke up, although it's dissipating now. And he fancies his chances. He's going to go in for potential entries, just light play here. Re-smoke comes in. That's annoying for chrisJ. Can't do much more there for the time being, unless they want to flash an AWP through the smoke, which I doubt they want to do. So the waiting game again for Mousesports.
And this is the thing, even though Dignitas at some point may guess that Mousesports is just waiting for the smoke to clear and go towards B, they're not really going to put 3 players there, right? So the worst that you have to deal with is 2 players on the B bomb site, and that's something you can deal with, that you can negate with a good use of your grenades.
An interesting decision here, because chrisJ tries to go for the pick, and they throw the flash to
as I say that, of course, the 3rd player comes towards B.
Yeah, I mean, well, Mousesports were already suggesting that they were going there, and now, because they didn't get anything, they decided to switch it up and go towards A, and as you say, you know, that 3rd player going towards B, that's kind of destabilized slightly the positioning of the CTs, and NiKo's going to wrap around the train, catch the back of MSL, and boom, just like that, Mousesports have all the frags here. RUBINO will be sneaking around. I think maybe he can spot a barrel of a gun, perhaps. Yeah, there is the player. NiKo will die. But still, there's 4 players left to go, and that's not going to happen here.
And this is exactly then why you don't send the 3rd player on the B bomb site, because if you're wrong by any chance, or if the T's go for a fake, it's so hard for you to come back to the A bomb site, so hard for you to get into positions to retake. And we just saw it, how it bites Dignitas in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's yeah, much easier to go to B than it is to A.
Because you can even give control of B to an extent, right? You just can't allow the T's to push as they push out towards the A bomb site then.
It's okay, you can keep talking, Janko. It's just pistols, mate.
Come on, why do you ruin it? I'm trying here.
All right.
I'm really miserable casting, honestly.
Well, last time you said you're just gonna talk through it because you felt like LMP had it guaranteed.
I know, but I wasn't paying that much attention to what buy they had. I was focusing on finishing my point.
Yeah.
So I just saw people running out fast, and I panicked. Then
all right.
panicked.
It happens to the best of us.
I threw it to you, and you threw me under the bus.
Yeah, it's all good. It's your inaugural casting experience. So now we got
I'm not good at this, Dan. There are people who are much better at this than me. Why are you forcing me to do this?
People like it. There was a thread. You had a thread. All right. You shut up. You had a thread.
Having a thread doesn't mean anything bad.
All right then. Well, let's get back into this, because now it is time to talk about the game. We do have the double orbs here for the CT side, Dignitas running those, and lots of nades here for Mousesports, and that's kind of what you wanted them to do, just get those nades in there and go together. And they got the nades in, but they're not going together. Yeah, they are just...
It's a fake, Dan. It's a fake.
Going in dribs and drabs here. Let's see if they can sell this. 3 players on the B-bomb site.
Hook, line, and sinker.
That seems to be working. And they're holding so far. But the TTs are all over the B-bomb site. Again, they can just get through the connector really easily because the T's were not able to take a forward position there. And they're struggling to even get the bomb down. They'll get it down in the end. But by the time they have, there's only 1 player left in Spiddy, and he's going to have to go for a monster play. Just facing 2 players, able to take down 1 without losing any health in return. My goodness, he had an awful spray there, but he actually saves it. RUBINO goes down in the end. Now Spiddy's got himself a 1 versus 1. Almost able to clutch that one out. Very awkward in the end there, but almost making it happen. Regardless, though, Dignitas will win the round. The fake kind of worked. The problem is that you see that usual B dynamic where if you don't have connector, it's hard.
It worked extremely well. I think the problem was, I'm not sure if one of the oppers on B got a kill through the smoke, or he was on the wagon so he could see over the smoke. But they lost 1 player who's faking. I mean, they lost both of them eventually. But losing that player on B was what proved detrimental. They just didn't have enough numbers to hold. But Spiddy, with an amazing play, almost made it, and he at least forced Dignitas on a really sketchy buy with a UMP, MP7 as well. RUBINO with just an M4 and armor, and they're going for a play towards Ivy. Someone's waiting for this though.
Someone.
Spiddy.
But is it no one?
It's Spiddy.
Or is it someone? Okay. This is that position though. That's, you would never check that, especially if you hear stepping from someone like chrisJ on the other side. This should just be guaranteed. Look how guaranteed that is. That's pretty awesome from Mousesports. Not even peeking once. Beautifully done. They're going to pick up 2 frags because they detect the weakness and rightly read that Dignitas are going to go for some kind of aggression somewhere. And this time they were right. It was going to be Ali. And now the set piece comes in. There you go, though. Good start for Dignitas, despite losing a lot of men. cajunb gets a forward kill. Maybe that's enough. Wow. Denis just leaping through the smoke there. And all of a sudden, 3 versus 3. The bomb still needs to go down. Config will get dropped off the train, though, by chrisJ's AWPing and tenzki coming in from the back. If cajunb can just hold on, tenzki can maybe get a good timing in here with this push. Only 1 player's looking. Can tenzki evade him? Yes, elusive is tenzki, able to pick up the frag there, able to avoid Spiddy, even get the kill on him after he gave his position away. Now it's on a 12 HP NiKo,
Easy.
And he's thinking, why did they put me in this position? I got to do it again, guys. Here goes NiKo. There's the first frag, and the second one. Easy indeed, apparently, if you're NiKo.
I've just seen this happen too many times for me not to know what's going to happen. We didn't see how he got into that position, but he probably got good timing. So because you saw that neither tenzki or cajun were looking towards that spot, so they probably expected him to be somewhere else. But crucial round for goes Mousesports' way. As we said, Dignitas was on a weak buy. Now they're forced to eco, so probably another free round, so to speak, for Mouse.
chrisJ missing the shot. And the ecoing players are approaching, and they will start to go down. Double dink though for Denis, and that means that chrisJ needs to back off. Spiddy coming in for cover. That AWP has a lot of support here, so this eco should slowly disappear, or maybe quickly. Only 2 players left so far. cajunb coming in for it's his turn to offer sacrifice, and indeed he will be sent up to the gods. So MSL soon to follow.
It was quite funny there because you saw chrisJ get those frags, and then he pulled out the pistol knowing that they were going to come close to him. And he was still trying to peek for the frags there, even though he had 2 guys with rifles who wanted to like help him. He's like, nope, I want the frags. So Spiddy had to force his way in there to actually help chrisJ there. Wanted to gobble up all those eco frags. But chrisJ's been having a hell of a game. He's got the 14 kills already, really wants to rack them up. And Dignitas struggling a little bit. chrisJ and Co. Actually having a pretty solid T-half so far. Saw that nice little fake, although they didn't win the round, it was very close. And some generally like positive trading on the outer plays that they've been going for.
See, cajunb has his little symbol from the major there. Dignitas will be, the rest of the team will be hoping to get more symbols from the coming major. They did miss out on the previous one, which was, I would say it was a shambles, to be honest. They should have definitely been there, and they will hope to be there this time.
Can cajunb play with them though? I don't think he can he?
Yes, he can.
He can?
He can play for Dignitas, but Kirby cannot play for
Right,
Astralis.
yeah.
Because we have amazing rules regarding that.
We sure do.
Hopefully they develop over time, along with Nuke.
And our game in general.
And our game in general.
And my internet. Still need that fiber. Still stuck on 10.
And my lads.
10/1. And your what?
Lads.
And your lads?
Don't get them started. This is not the time. So Dignitas, one would presume it's a tactical pause. RUBINO picking up the FAMAS, he's going to be a little bit short.
cajun, for some reason, bought an M4 but did not buy armor.
It's going to full exist.
A smoke and 2 flashes.
That does not appear to be a wise decision from cajunb. Full nades,
Of course,
armor.
get a quad kill or
crap,
something.
where's my Kevlar? Well, it'll be interesting to see how he chooses to play, all things considered. I mean, it's not like there are really headshot ranges. Speaking of headshots, goodbye config. Not the start Dignitas wanted. Maybe not the start they deserved. We've got 3 players still over towards the A site for the CT side. Mousesports just biding their time. They like to stand on the key round. Waiting for some aggression from Dignitas. Waiting for an overextension. Waiting for us to run out of things to talk about.
Honestly, what I'd like to see here from Dignitas is just gamble. Have all of their players towards one bomb site, or at least 3 players towards B, something like that, because they have no utility. They have no way of basically stopping a push by playing default, right? So just gamble. If go B, if they don't come B, save for the next round. cajun can buy armor for himself, and config can either buy a pistol or a shotgun, and the rest of the team can rebuy their nades, and then you have a real chance of winning the round. But they do not go for that. They only have MSL towards B with cajun on the rotate.
So it seems 35 seconds is the time the Mousesports will start their execute. Waiting for all the nades to be exhausted from the CT side. Taking towards B, moving towards A with somebody flanking from B. Will they be required though? Trades coming into the A site now. It's cajunb versus 3. cajunb, the man with no Kevlar, versus 3 more players. This would be quite the clutch. And now they're moving back towards the B bomb site since NiKo has secured it. None other than the man himself.
Easiest rotate of their lives. I don't think cajunb will transform into cajun 3.
I would like to see more teams be aware of how the dynamics change based on how many players are alive. Because it's super easy as a T side. Usually it's like, okay, if you have 5 players, you can play the picking style. If you have 4 players, if you continue to play the picking style and you lose a player, then you're down to 3, and all of a sudden you can't really take areas with just 3 because you can't possibly trade properly and have a reasonable post plant. So as a CTs, it's even more interesting, as you're saying, the decision making there. If you lose the player and you have no utility, the gambling is very, very becomes the most logical play in a lot of situations, but you rarely see a lot of teams going for that kind of stuff.
Especially on a map like Train, there's not much you can do as CT to regain map control, get a pick. It's mostly Ivy or Halls. They couldn't do either, it was too late. But what's interesting for me on Mousesports T side, it seems that they like going for these fakes a lot. I mean, initially they were rushing outside, and then they faked inner, I think, twice, which is actually pretty good. You would expect a team to go inner. They actually faked inner, then outer, then inner again in 3 different rounds. So maybe it's something related to Dignitas. Maybe they think Dignitas likes to over-rotate, so they're doing that specifically against them. But it could also maybe be how they plan to play T-side Train.
That's actually a very good point, actually. In selecting fakes playing fakes predominantly because a team has a tendency to over-rotate. That's actually a very nice little piece of gold there.
I can't remember who I was talking to. It was maybe Olaf or Vugo. But when they were playing Penta, I think it was Katowice 2015, or at one of the majors, they were playing them in the quarters, I think. What they did against them basically was just fake because they knew they had someone. Let's say they had Olaf in boiler, and they would maybe fake B, and he would just exploit it by killing people trying to rotate towards B, and then they could go back or fake again. They could do whatever they want. So the point is, they said that was, you know, they figured out that Penta likes to over-rotate. They utilized that and beat them pretty easily just because of that one fact. I mean, probably Fnatic didn't need to know that to beat Penta, but
right.
you know, it's
The more you know.
it's an example of how, if you, what we were talking about in the NIP phase game, because we had a lot of time to film.
Yeah.
It's how, if you can see those small tendencies, it can be really, really helpful.
And there are some kind of sweeping blanket stuff, like rotations is like a big thing in Counter-Strike. It's easy to have a team that maybe under or over rotates, like that's a simple one to play off of. So it's just quite an interesting concept because there's other fundamentals that can be exploited as well. Like some teams aren't nearly as good as at using grenades, for example, utility when attacking or defending. You know, there's lots of stuff to be noted. So it's a really interesting point. And it took a very long time, but eventually the anti-eco was played out, and
Mousesports like to use the clock.
they do.
You thought Na'Vi like the clock, Dan. Mousesports are on the next level.
Yeah, clocks all over the place, James.
Good thing is it's the last round of their T-half, Dan. So the paint will only dry for one more round. 3 AWPs, 2 of them on the Dignitas side. No real nades onto cajunb and RUBINO. They got the one flash, which has just been deployed, so they can concentrate on their roles with these AWPs, keep their scopes as Mousesports move for a fast round, a merciful round over towards the A bomb site. We've got smokes all over the place. We see Mousesports like to put smokes high to be able to look around with a bit of cover. We'll see if it works out for them. Denis gets traded down to a 4 versus 3 now, with Next going down. All putting in work here for the CT side, and the trade's going their way. Config with a 2-man spray down, leaving NiKo alone. The nightmare begins, the nightmare ends.
So 9-6, Mousesports had a really good first half there. And Dignitas are going to be hard pressed to have a repeat performance, I think. Typically, for me, I expect Mousesports to generally do better on the CT side, especially in a map where you don't have to go too crazy on having to make info plays. You don't have to deviate too much from the initial setups. I think that's, for me personally, I feel like that's more suitable for Mousesports, because Mousesports is a team that I have seen in big events make really weird decisions on maps like Mirage, where there's lots of interpretation on the CT side how to play mid-round. Anything to add, Janko? Anything? Do you want to say anything? Or are you good?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. So we have the piss round coming up now, and this will be an important one for Dignitas. They really need that solid start. I really feel strongly about this, James.
Good. It's good that you feel strongly about anything, Dan. Generally speaking, chrisJ has he got $800 in the bank? He has bought absolutely nothing, so he wants that AWP with urgency. And there'll be an urgent bullet into the face of MSL over towards main with the rest of the team. Let's just leave it to NiKo to get all these frags, 3 so far. And he has 1 more bullet. No deagle for NiKo on this occasion, but he's still getting literally all of the frags. And, oh, Spiddy will steal one away, but NiKo's got a 1 versus 1 for the last one. There's a P250, but no Kevlar with that P250. Config peppering, but not killing just yet. They're closing in now. The defuse coming in as well, and he will go down.
I mean, why would you buy anything in the pistol round when you have NiKo on your team? You can just let him get the kills. You have more money coming into the gun round. Easy life. He has an M4 in full armor, James.
Well,
he doesn't care.
There we go. And NiKo will pick out the scout. Of course, NiKo will have the worst gun of all the players for this round. But it is trained, and Dignitas are on NiKo, so.
I think the scout is amazing on this map as well, though. It's pretty good. And unlike the Tech 9, at least has a high skill ceiling at the very least. So NiKo can get some mileage out of that.
Amazing is quite a statement.
Well, I mean, you can move so fast between all the cover. Obviously, the jumping is not as much of a deal, you know, a big deal, but there's a lot of uses for that mobility. The bomb looks like it's going to go down here for Dignitas. They've done well. I mean, that's basically the best. That's more or less what they were going for, just that bomb plant.
I respect the decision making of Speedy. He chose to back off and let the plant come in rather than run in there, try and stop it. Maybe go down, have Dignitas pick up a weapon, and have Carnage into. Gone for the safer play here. with a 5-round lead coming into the next round, round number 18.
NiKo should have tried to survive in this round however he could, because right now he needs a drop, right? So that hinders the economy of 2 players, most likely. And if Mousesports lose this round, in the next one, it's going to be tricky for them. But he gets dropped an op, and we have a player on a UMP and on a scout. So.
Interesting. Well, let's see how this plays out for Mousesports. They're taking the conservative route here, giving themselves room for error with this buy. Got 2 men going straight down into the pop dog. Next will escape with 1 cheeky frag indeed. And we have a push from Dignitas now, despite pop dog being smoked off here. Moving into the site, that smoke from NiKo is going to come too late, but the frag will come in time, but not fast enough to save his teammate. Looking for plays now, getting flashed, getting taken down. 2 versus 2. chrisJ still on the scout, and 3 HP now. Spiddy coming in to try and rescue him. And it will be a team kill, in fact. So Config versus Spiddy, and he has no idea, that Spiddy, where Config is. He was just biding his time behind E-Box while all that madness was going on.
Yeah, that wasn't much of a rescue. That's like someone falling out the boat, James, going after them with the life raft and just hitting in the face with it.
It's obvious that chrisJ had to pay for that Molotov he threw in the first half.
It's like being run over by an ambulance, Dan.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be a better analogy.
So we have the 1 versus 1 here. This is super hard for Spiddy to play. I mean, there's so many spots that Config could be in. The problem is with this side is that to actually check all the spots, it's like you have to commit much more space and ground as a CT than the T does. So he can easily just force you to run miles to actually get an angle onto you. But it looks like Spiddy, is he in the right spot here? He actually will be able to find Config, but Config has the drop on Spiddy.
Why does he switch weapons while he's falling down? Like, why? What do you gain from that?
Because you've got to keep spamming that button.
He wants to be unable to shoot people, Janko, clearly.
He spends so much time looking for him, doesn't check probably the most obvious spot, but never mind, maybe he had bad info. And then, at the moment where he can see him, he switches to a different gun. And look at the buy Mouse has. Because they spent, I don't know, 5 or 6K, or even more because NiKo died and he was dropped an op.
4-round lead for the Mousesports team. Dignitas with the UMP onto tenzki, and Spiddy has no armor, and there are no helmets on any of these players, so that UMP is going to be somewhat monstrous if it is able to be used in the right areas. Not many nades on the Mousesports side. They have 1 more smoke onto chrisJ, and now it's Dignitas' turn to bide their time and try and feed off the desperation of the Mousesports side.
So, 2 players in alley for Dignitas, just playing it chill at the moment. And chrisJ, I mean, he's in position here to maybe get some damage, and he's going to go for the peek, gets the snap, and that is the important shot. Because that is before Dignitas have gained any ground, and NiKo is going to be able to get himself a kill, the scout as well, with the help of Nex. So it looks like everything's going well here for Mousesports, and Dignitas, their hand is really forced at this point, but what can they do? They're losing players all over the place. Spiddy, go for the engagement here. He doesn't have to repeat. He can just leave MSL there. Have fun at E-Box, mates. And do 20 HP. And NiKo is going to finish him off. So somehow Mousesports lose nobody, and they pick up a bunch of guns there. Well, 2 AKs. That is a good result. That is some value.
Well, 5-round deficits. Dignitas will be struggling now, but it seems they have an execute in mind based on the sheer amount of grenades they have purchased in a round where they only have pistols to muster and shoot people with. Again, cajunb just on a deagle, so he will be looking for the AWP, one would assume. Right, then let's have a look and see what kind of setup Dignitas have for us. It looks like a wall of smokes on the site itself. So I'm most curious to see how their post-plant positions will be if they manage to get the bomb down. Denis, though, has been boosted and he's causing a lot of problems for the team.
Yeah, a lot of problems indeed, but the bomb will go down. So that's again, pretty much the main objective here. A couple kills would be really nice, considering that Mousesports won that previous round clean and picked up weapons there. That's going to swing their economy massively ahead of where it should be, perhaps, in Dignitas' books. Ooh, wow, that was a nice shot there from Config. Unable to do much more, though, but that's going to have to do for them for now. As Mousesports, they're 13-7. They are 3 away from winning this, and the economy of Dignitas is in shambles somewhat. So
What I don't understand here is if Dignitas wants to go for a strat like this, you usually go for it when you want to plant the bomb and that's it, right? So they didn't need to buy armor for it. If they only bought the grenades and maybe a pistol here and there, they would have had enough money to buy in this round. But they only bought pistols, armor, and in the end they didn't have enough to win the round. But they spent too much to be able to buy in this round. So they're swiftly taken care of by Mousesports, who are ever reaching closer and closer to victory and securing a spot in the playoffs.
The playoffs, James.
For the finals.
For the ECS finals at Wembley. Go get your tickets now at wembley.csgoleague.com.
And you can also check previous results, news and articles on the Score app.
The Score Esports app, to be specific, Janko, which is available on the Google Play Store or the iOS Store. We've got a pop flash coming in for the slope into B, but NiKo's going to get a tag onto MSL regardless, and he's going back. He's hungry and he's thirsty, both at the same time. Please stop touching your shirt, Janko, because your microphone is attached to your shirt.
I apologize, James.
Thank you very much. Well, Dignitas are very deep towards the A site, and the split could be on here. Avoiding the pop flash will be RUBINO, gets a frag, and there's another player here who's pretty blind. That's next, he goes down. Meanwhile, Mousesports have 3 kills. Straight away, RUBINO's the last man standing now. Not working out for Dignitas here. Nice frag onto chrisJ, but leaves him versus 2. They know where he is, and NiKo's alive, which is always going to be a problem. He's only got a scout though, but I say only, it is NiKo after all.
I see RUBINO can get something done. He's got just under a minute. He's got the bomb as well. So there's a lot of plays to be made for RUBINO. I mean, you know, he can just wait a long time, then try to go out of Pop Dog, hoping that they split off onto the B bomb site and a play, and that's actually already what's happened. Or he could just go to B. I mean, those are the two main options here. And in he goes. And he should be able to get the plant. He's smoked off connector. So the plant comes in. The post plant commences. And the CTs are going to play this together. Can they get the proper trade positions? RUBINO watching that back line still. And he is spotted now, so this is kind of bad for RUBINO. He's going to have to shoot his way out of the situation. There's no more juking and jiving to be done, but he's going to be able to keep the spray, hold Mouse 1 down, get the second player, and that is a well done round there from RUBINO. And it's an interesting situation because I've seen that happen many times, that you have the 2 versus 1 there. And often, actually, that second player will not peek instantly because they will want to bait out the continuation spray.
Okay, so they obviously knew where he was, and they went for, you know, they wanted to kill him and win the round by doing that together. So why doesn't the first player jump on the ladder and, like, flies through the ladder, right? So that RUBINO has to take an off peak, an off angle to kill him, and then it's an easy trade for the second guy. But instead, he just runs off, and they both walk into the same spray.
Indeed.
Well, the plus for Mousesports is they still have money to buy, but the minus is that Nex has gone down. Denis will trade though. So pluses and minuses all over the place, but the minuses will be in the Mousesports camp. They are -2. Dignitas having only lost 1 player. And there goes config as well. So it's a 3 versus 3 retake. chrisJ spots. chrisJ does not connect though. And now he will be baited because cajunb is lurking in Ivy.
Yes, indeed. chrisJ still alive there with that AWP, so very dangerous. Oh, hello. cajunb up close. He's going to be able to easily dispatch chrisJ now that I say that. And it's going to be on NiKo and Spitty here. The smoke onto the bomb as NiKo will force the T's out of their positions. Oh my god, NiKo just snapping to that angle. Such good game sense from NiKo. And he's just going to go for the straight defuse. And he's going to get it. Pros don't fake.
Apart from the times they do.
Apart from the times
I don't know why people say that, because people fake all the time.
I know. It's just a thing that you say.
No, I don't say that. I'm not a sheep, mate. No herd mentality here.
Well, great.
I will.
Well, obviously, it's only being said to trigger you, James.
Maybe you're correct. Well, let's see if
I don't fake.
It's good to know.
It's because you're a pro.
It's because you're retired.
What does that mean?
Well, you can't fake if you're retired. Because you're not playing. It's getting awkward now.
Thanks for that. Well, it's time for the double orbs to come into play again for Mousesports, and they're in a great position to close this match, actually. I mean, double up, they got the full utility. Deagle's out here for the T side, although that said, cajun is going to get himself a kill immediately. So maybe there is a chance here in this round, after all, for Dignitas to keep the fire burning, keep it alight. Now that I say that the trade is alive there for Denis, how will Dignitas bust into this A bomb site? They are very keen to go for this A site. Let's see if they're able to get the take here. Trying to set up the plate with all those nades, moving in slowly but surely. Now are the Dignitas side. We've got a creep onto connector there as well from Config. These positions are getting really good here. Very dangerous for Dignitas. They need to get the frags, and it's all Mousesports from here on out, it would seem. Just cajunb, the new man. The transfer from Astralis, fresh off the transfer. And it's going to be the first frag there against Denis, but there's still 2 more to find here as he goes up the train. 30 seconds to play with for cajunb in this situation. It's not an easy ask with 13 points of health, but cajunb is going to give it his best chance and try not to fall to his death at the same time. A quick flash out there to see if he can bait a peek from a position, but there's so many players to actually find it. These 2 could be anywhere. That flash
No
might
time,
get the game
game
away.
over.
And here he goes, he's going to be forced. There's the first shot there, very fast. But unfortunately, he can't do it for Dignitas. Instead, it's going to be Mousesports taking it in 3 maps. 16, what was it? 16-3, 16-3, 16-8. So
16-3, 3-16, 16-8.
yeah, there we go. So, what are your thoughts here? I mean, going into the kind of pre-game for Train, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. You know, we described it as kind of a middle ground for both teams. You know, what did you see in this match?
When in doubt, believe in NiKo.
I guess you did call that.
That's the path I took. Pays off more often than not. But funnily enough, Mousesports didn't win both pistols. They lost the pistol in the first half on the T side, and they still managed to bounce back with those outer rushes initially. Then they had a lot of fakes, which Dignitas was pretty much buying into. And I think that this was just the case. Mousesports fair and square outplayed Dignitas in this game.
All right, what about you, James? Any thoughts, any highlights, any moments of glory?
Oh, it's always fun watching NiKo, isn't it? That's all I have to say. I mean...
Spent my whole career doing it.
Yeah, I mean, Mousesports, apparently they have qualified for the playoffs, which is cool. So we'll see them in that segment of the league before the tournament. And I look forward to
the finals.
I look forward to seeing that, indeed, before the finals at Wembley, csgo.wembleyarena.com. That's not a link at all.
Wembley.csgoleague.com.
Wembley.csgoleague.com.
There you go.
Please go and buy some tickets.
Please. That sounded
my hands are clasped.
That sounded quite desperate. It's like, please, please buy tickets.
That did not sound desperate.
I thought
it sounded fun.
All right.
But before we go, we have to open a cobblestone case for the BCG.
We also have to look at the standings as well.
Yeah, but more importantly than that, we have to open a cobblestone case for the BCG and find out what he's won for the 4th or 5th time. I think he must be the all-time great winner. So let's have a look at the game.
It's going to be a Dragon Lore, boys.
It's never a Dragon Lore. It's never even a blue or a purple.
Oh, you had to jinx it, Dan, didn't you?
It's just never.
You had to jinx it.
Or, it's not even a jinx,
as the Swedes would say, you had to jinx it.
Oh, well, he got a sniper rifle, but it's a Scar 20 Storm.
That's just yokes.
Congratulations.
Who signed it?
The BCG.
He can go yamping around with a Scout.
Who cares? It's a Scar 20 Storm.
Hoppa.
Well, that's that. So, are we going to look at the rankings then?
I would very much like it if we could look at the rankings. Yes.
I don't know if they're post matches. We'll soon find out, I suppose.
We will soon find out, indeed. We can just wait here patiently. So I've been set up, James.
We've been lied to.
Once again.
We've been lied to. Reese isn't even here. We're still being lied to.
Yeah.
So you can see the rankings on our website though. So check that out.
Absolutely. So we will close the show with the Corsair Rapid Fire plays as usual. But remember to go and check out the Score Esports for all your stats, news, and fun articles about the esports realm. Not just the CS:GO realm, but many other realms, James, including League of Legends and those.
That reminds me of mud servers. Do you ever play on mud servers?
No, no, I didn't know.
There's a mud server.
This is like super old. What you're talking about? It's like 16 years.
Yeah. Elephant.org.
Fair enough.
Elephant.org. You tell it to Elephant.org. We can go and play on a mud server.
Play Tetranet. That's a good game.
That's not a mud server, but yeah.
Anyway, Score Esports. Go check it out on your respective app store. And that is all from me, from James and Wienecke. We wish you a good night. See you tomorrow.